Let's talk about something that we spent a bunch of time on, the sales choreography, as you put it. How do you set up that choreography and maestro that sale?
So I believe to my core that a successful seller should choreograph the entire experience. And what I mean by that is, well, before I say that, I think counterintuitively, people think that when you memorize, you end up becoming less creative, when actually the opposite is true. If you've memorized your pitch, if you've memorized your deck, your demo, you go in knowing what you want to say about the company you work for, you're freed up to actually be in the moment, right? And actually have a real conversation, dialogue with the person with whom you're meeting, instead of having to think about, well, what do I want to say next? Choreographing the entire experience is doing that on steroids. And so what I mean by that is every single time you touch a customer or prospect, you are potentially impacting the outcome of a deal, positively or negatively, sometimes in a big way, sometimes in a small way, but it gives you the opportunity to impact the outcome of a deal. So why not choreograph the experience and think in advance of the things that you'll do if? So let me give you some examples. It's the morning of your meeting. What are you doing in the lobby of your hotel with the person with whom you're traveling to prepare for the meeting? How are you assigning parts? Are you running through the deck and demo? Are you determining who's going to answer which question when the question gets asked? Then you are in the lobby of the company you are meeting with, and there's an annual report on the table in front of you. Do you read it? If you read it, which part are you reading? Are you reading the CEO letter to the shareholders? Are you reading the 10K? If you're reading the 10K, what specific parts of the 10K are you pulling out that may be useful in your meeting? Then you've got a receptionist there who is going to be calling the folks up for you to meet with them. What are you asking of the receptionist? What can that person deliver to you? Then the person comes down to get you, and it's the assistant to the person that you're meeting with. What might you be able to glean from that assistant? What questions are you asking of that person on the way up the elevator? Or instead of the assistant, it's actually the person who you're meeting with who comes down to get you. But you know there are 5 other people in the conference room waiting for you. And she asks you to tell you about your company while you're on the elevator ride up. Do you say, hold on a second, I don't want to steal my own thunder. There are 5 other people waiting for my meeting to begin, so you hold off and don't say anything, or do you begin? They ask you if you want coffee. Do you take a walk to the coffee maker with them and ask them questions and talk, chit-chat? Or do you say, sure, I'll take a cup of coffee? In other words, and then you get into the meeting and the technology fails. What do you do when that happens? What kinds of questions might you ask? The point is that we can keep going throughout the entire sales cycle. The first call, the first voicemail, the second call. Every single time you touch a prospect, you have the opportunity to impact the outcome of a deal. So pay attention and choreograph the experience for yourself. How's that?
It's great.
Okay.
No, I love that.
I'm passionate about choreography.